Gypsy Rose was always sick. At least, that's what everyone thought. She had leukemia, muscular dystrophy. She used a wheelchair, a feeding tube, a long list of medications. She couldn't walk, couldn't eat normally, couldn't even go to school. Her mother, Claudine Dee Dee Blanchard, was always by her side. A picture-perfect caregiver, loving, selfless, and endlessly devoted. The community adored her. Neighbors, charities, even celebrities rallied around the pair. They received free trips to Disney, money from donations, and even a brand new home from Habitat for Humanity. But behind that sweet smile, behind all the pink ribbons and medical paperwork, was a nightmare. Gypsy wasn't sick, not even close. Dee had spent years convincing doctors and her daughter that she was dying. She shaved Gypsy's head to make her look like a cancer patient, lied about her age, falsified medical records, claimed seizures that never happened, forced her into wheelchairs she didn't need, and made her believe she was weaker than she was. It was a textbook case of Munchausen Syndrome by Proxy, a rare psychological disorder where a caregiver deliberately exaggerates or causes medical problems in someone under their care to gain attention, sympathy, or control. And Dee Dee played the role to perfection. When Gypsy was a child, she didn't question it. Her world was small, just her mom, her meds, and her TV. But as she grew older, the cracks began to show. She could walk when no one was looking. Her body didn't feel like it was dying. Some doctors started asking questions. Why did her test results look normal? Why didn't the symptoms line up? Whenever anyone got to on June 14, 2015, a Facebook status appeared on Dee Dee Blanchard's page. It read, "That bitch is dead." At first, friends thought they were hacked. It had to be a prank. But minutes later, a second post appeared, this one more graphic, more disturbing, too detailed to ignore. Something was terribly wrong. Police were called to the Blanchards' home in Springfield, Missouri. The house was quiet, locked, the lights were off, but inside was Dee Dee, stabbed to death in her bed, cold, lifeless, and Gypsy, gone. Her wheelchair was still there, her medication untouched. It looked like she'd been kidnapped or worse. But within 24 hours, police tracked an IP address connected to the Facebook posts. It led them to Wisconsin. That's where they found Gypsy Rose very much alive, walking, talking, standing on her own 2 feet. She was with her online boyfriend, Nicholas Gottajohn, and the truth they told would change everything. Gypsy confessed. She had asked Nicholas to kill her mother. She had planned it. She had let him into the house, hid in the bathroom during the stabbing, and afterward, they ran away together. For Gypsy, it wasn't just a crime, it was escape. The world was stunned. How could this sweet, sick, innocent girl be involved in a brutal murder? But then the deeper story unraveled and people began to see Gypsy not as a villain, but as a survivor. She had been controlled her whole life, lied to, drugged, isolated. Dee Dee had convinced the world her daughter was a helpless, terminally ill child. But that illusion came at a cost. Gypsy's identity, her independence, even her sanity. Documentaries exploded. HBO's Mommy Dead and Dearest, the Hulu series The Act. Suddenly, Gypsy Rose became a household name, a symbol of both tragedy and resilience. But what about justice? Nicholas Gottajohn was sentenced to life in prison. He claimed he killed Dee Dee because he loved Gypsy, because she begged him to, because she said it was the only way out. Gypsy, meanwhile, pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. She was sentenced to 10 years, and in 2023, she walked free after serving just 85% of her sentence. Now, she's telling her side of the story, writing books, giving interviews, rebuilding a life she never got to live. But the internet remains divided. Was Gypsy truly a victim? Or did she cross a line? Was this self-defense or cold-blooded revenge? The truth? It's complicated. She didn't hold the knife, but she lit the match. She didn't take a life for money or jealousy, but for freedom. And the woman she had killed was the one who'd kept her in a cage. This case leaves us with no easy answers, only hard questions. When a person is pushed far enough, are they still responsible for what they do to break free?